Oops. Didn't have the thing flipped up, y'all. What up, man? It's your big brother, K Reno. I hope I got this title and stuff back on here, man. I'm not sure. Not sure. I'll wait and see if any of y'all come in. This channel is kind of has to be acclimated and broken in to me doing live streams on it. But I want to do live streams on this channel to get people used to when we get to the point where we're doing our podcast live stream. When we start live streaming our podcast, I want to get y'all kind of acclimated to the possibility and the probability of us doing that. That's not why I'm here tonight. What's up, Jared? How you doing, man? I'm here tonight because, again, like I say, I'm in YouTube jail on my other channel, but I still wanted to try to link up with you guys in some form or fashion. But yeah, but I should be off of YouTube parole maybe tomorrow. I forgot. I'll check the trap to see what it is, but you know, truth gets punished. Truth gets punished in this day and age, and especially on these platforms that we don't own, so they can pick and select what they have a problem with, where they can pick and select what truth that they decide is a problem, or what truth they decide is something that they don't want to be revealed and exposed to the people. So I'm here on this channel doing my normal lives until I get off, till I get these YouTube cuffs off my hands. So it is what it is. Shout out to everybody who came through today and supported at the album release. Had a good time, man. I appreciate all y'all for showing up and showing love, those who were there. And we had a good time, and it was a blessing as we were the new album, Audio Optics. Hard copies are in, y'all, so I'll be shipping this week to all those who have patiently been waiting. Y'all ordered y'all's online off the South Park Coalition's website. Yeah, the physical copies are in. And like I say, today, man, when people came to the show and they showed love and they came through and got their physical. Some people don't even listen to CDs no more. Some people don't even have CDs. They just grab it for collectors. They'll keep it in the plastic and all that, But there's still a lot of people like me that'll pop a CD in a minute and still jam a CD. So, that being said, man, appreciate everybody who came. Yeah, I've been struck on my other channel for dropping some truth bombs, dropping them truth bombs on their moms. And of course, we know what world we live in. I made a song called Bet Not Said, but I wouldn't talk about me because I'm always said. So that's what it was, man. That's what it is. That's what it is. So shout out to y'all. I'm glad y'all are coming through and hanging out with your big brother on the podcast channel. Now, as far as the podcast, we are on the channel right now. The new episode will drop right after this live stream. I'll be dropping it right after this live stream, probably about 20, 30 minutes afterwards. So it'll be a late night release. And for those of y'all who are night folks like me, y'all can go on there and check out the new episode, because we're basically we're trying to figure some things out on the new episode. Shout out to the homie Keisto. Keisto was in the building today, came through and showed some love, man. I see y'all in here, man. The names, it's look, I see some familiar names in here, man, like from the other channel. So shout out to Bryson and Instinct Hip Hop and Doc Low. What's up, Doc? I see you, man. I thought I was gonna see you today, Doc. K-Love is up in this thing, man. Jared, Lester, Dark Passenger, 74 Red, Oscar D. I see y'all, man. Is that Me No Scared? Blessings to all of y'all, man, who are here, man. We will go into some things. We'll kind of run this one kind of like an open topic stream, but we'll still go into some different things that may need to be covered, you know, as we move forward, man. Again, like I say, the Audio Optics album is out. It's not just physical copies, of course. See if I can get this close enough for y'all to see. Now it's a little blurry. It says available on all digital platforms. I think, yeah, that's what it says. Well, yeah, so that's what it is. It actually said I had to do a double take, y'all, because I'm just not noticing this. It doesn't say when y'all get y'all CDs, those who ordered it, y'all will see this. It doesn't say available on all digital platforms. It says available on all digital platforms. So I don't know if that's a typo, or it could be a typo, or if somebody just saying, hey man, we don't call it a platform, we call it a playform. How come every time I put my hand like this, seems like it gets clearer? Let me see something. I don't know. Anyway, Deep Elevation, what's going on, man? What is going on? I see you in the building. Yeah, we'll be shipping out Monday, Bryson. We'll start early shipping. We'll start shipping Monday, I mean, and make it happen. Make it happen. Yeah. Okay, Doc. Oh, you had a wedding today, Doc? Somebody took that step. Somebody took that big step. Yeah. Okay, well, here's the deal, man. Like I say, I'm not gonna hold y'all long at all, but we'll run this one like an open topic. So if there's anything y'all got on y'all mind that y'all want to ask or discuss, feel free. This is the moment. The more interesting that y'all have, the more interesting things that y'all have to say, the longer I'll stay on, and vice versa. Blaine's World, I appreciate the love, man. I appreciate that kind of sentiment. The goal is to just be the best I can be, man. You know, to always improve on whatever version of yourself you're currently existing on. You know. Again, to those who just came in, I'm doing a live on this channel because I got a strike on my other channel for telling the 100% truth, nothing but the truth. And you know how that goes, man. Truth is offensive. Truth is offensive to those who perpetuate the lie. So what are your thoughts? And what are your thoughts on Pac's legacy? Pac's legacy has been set. I mean, Pac's legacy is pretty much on autopilot now. You know, it speaks for itself. I don't think there's nothing that I could think of that could affect Pac's legacy other than affecting it in a positive way. You know, this is a man who I wish somebody could pull that up. I wonder if one of y'all had the ability to pull that up. How many Tupac albums have been released since Tupac died in 1996? My mind always goes to 20. It's something in my head that always makes me feel like Pac has released about 20 albums since he passed away, but I don't know the exact number. I don't even know why my mind goes to 20. But Pac's legacy is in stone, is engraved in the mountains. You know, he has a Mount Rushmore. When you talk about the impact on the genre of rap music and on, you know, hip hop, on hip hop culture. You can't name 3 artists that have had more than an impact than Pac. You know, I mean, it's not many artists that have had an equal to a greater impact than Tupac had. I mean, like I say, think of how many rappers tried to rap and sound just like him. If we could make up a list of the most imitated or emulated rappers that have ever come through history, and we can name a lot of rappers who people tried to sound like or people tried to rap like, I don't think nobody has more have had more rappers to try to come out and emulate their voice, their style, their inflections, their little the ways they say the words and all. And Pac had an impact on so many people, but even those who don't rap, they he just had an impact on the culture, you know. Even if we take the negative side, you know, you take the whole thug life, and even with that, you know, I don't see many people that have had more of an impact. Now, to address the first part of your question, you asked me, do I think that if Puffy is going to jail? I have no idea, man. I have no idea. I can say this is he's in the grease right now. He's in the grease. There's a lot of stuff coming at him left and right now, and usually that's how it happens. A lot of times when you've been in these types of situations, all it takes is for one person to start talking about you, to start revealing stuff, and it opens up a floodgate that makes everybody else, oh, well, this happened to me. Oh, he did this to me. Oh, he did the same thing to me. And everybody starts to pile on and tell their side of the story and tell their, you know, alleged or truthful horror story of what a person might have done or what they accuse a person of doing, you know. So can't say if the man is going to go to jail or not. I do know, you know, you got $1 billion. Look, the best time to be a billionaire is when you get in some trouble. I think if there was ever one benefit. See, we could talk about all the benefits of being a billionaire. Oh, I can buy anything I want. I can travel the world. I can buy a boat, a house. I can have jewelry and people kissing my butt all the time. And you can name all of those perks of being a billionaire. But the one main perk of being a billionaire, I would say, for people who are in that kind of mind frame, would be that they can buy their way out. They have the ability, the potential to be able to buy their way out of serious situations, serious trouble. You know, now depending on the degree of the offense, you know, the reality is sometimes your money can't even save you. Sometimes your money can't buy your way out of it. You know, they find you killed 5 people and your DNA is all over the place, and you got video footage of you running out the door with the knife, and then you probably won't, but you'll be surprised. Still might duck it, still might beat it. But yeah, I mean, he's got the money to pay his way out of things if it came down to that. And from what I'm reading, he's kind of already doing. He's settled out with the lady Cassie, you know, because you know. And then another thing, man, sometimes that's all people want is that money. When people come out and tell, you know, it's a money grab. It's like, okay, let's see what it means to him, because he know what I know. He know what I know. See? And me and Lemmy was just talking about this last night. We were just talking about this last night. The people that are accusing him of doing things or whatever they saying he did. It's not my place to judge, and I wasn't there, and I don't know. But the people who were accusing him or whatever it is they're accusing him of, when they come out, it's usually for money. It's usually for money. And I'm not saying, oh man, they lying. I'm not saying nobody's lying, but I'm saying that, look, if something has already happened to you and you just going through life like, yeah, man, I'm just holding it in my mind. Yeah, that happened, but I don't talk about it. And then they see an opportunity to like, okay, well, you know what, man? I can come out and tell my story on this dude, and he'll be in a whole lot of trouble. And that turns into a situation where somebody's going to say, trust me, a friend, a relative, a manager, somebody going to say, hey, you can make a lot of money. And you can make a lot of money several ways. One way that you can make a lot of money is you contact him and say, hey, man, you know what I know. Don't play dumb. You know what it is that I know. What we going to do? And he might say, all right, look, man, I'm going to give you $500,000, man, but you gotta sign a non-disclosure, and then you gotta leave it alone, man, and that's it. Then you might say, oh man, make it $1 million. All right, man, $1 million. That's one way. Now, some people will call that extortion. See, let me know if y'all feel like that's extortion. If the person has wronged you and you have an opportunity to out them on the wrong they did to you, but you say, look, you compensate me. Do y'all feel like that's extortion? Yes or no? See, because if a person goes to court and files what's called a civil suit, the principle is the same. You file a civil suit, what are you trying to get in a civil suit? You're trying to get money. It's just you going through those channels, those legal channels. It's the same thing. The other way somebody can get the money from a person rather than, like, say, just calling them and contacting them, like, it's like the person will offer themselves. It's like, hey man, look, man, I'll just let's work this out. Let's try to figure this out. Pick a number that's fair or whatever. Big Ox say, yeah, it's kind of extortion-y. But is it? Because look, if the person is actually guilty of what the alleged victim is saying they're guilty of, is that extortion? Now, extortion to me is if a person has done you no wrong. This person has done you no wrong, but you just know something about them. You know a secret about them, or you know something about them that could ruin their reputation, could ruin their livelihood, and you just take it upon yourself to say, hey, you know what I know. You know I know. See, that was a dude back in the days. Some of y'all, if y'all old enough, is a comedian. His name was Louis Anderson. How many of y'all know Louis Anderson, man? But anyway, Louis Anderson was a comedian. If you remember the movie Coming to America, with Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall, come to the first one back in the days, he was the dude, the fat white guy that worked at the fast food place with them. They worked at the little McDonald's-like place, McDowell's, and he worked in the place with them. Well, Louis Anderson was gay in real life, so he had a relationship. He had a gay relationship with this guy, and a while after, when they broke it off, the guy called Louis Anderson and threatened to tell everybody that he was gay. Now, keep in mind, this 19 80s something. This the 80s, maybe early 90s, when it wasn't just open and cool to be gay or announce your sexual orientation like it is now. Now you come out and say, well, yeah, I'm gay, I'm bi, and everybody is cool with it, or they even celebrate it, right? Couldn't do that back then. It would ruin you back then. So the guy was like, well, man, I need $100,000 or whatever the number was. And Louis Anderson was scared. So Louis said, all right, man, $100,000, man, going on. Y'all already know what happened. The dude ran through the $100,000 and came back and wanted some more. He asked Louis Anderson for some more money, right? So Louis was like, all right, man, here you go, man. Now going on, man, going on. But y'all already know what happened, right? The dude came back again. He would just get this money. He thought that he was just going to extort Louis Anderson, I guess, for life, because he was holding that secret over his head out of the fear of Louis Anderson feeling like he would get revealed, his sexuality revealed. But finally, Louis was like, hey, man, nah, that's it. Do what you got to do, bro. Go ahead and do what you got to do. Go ahead and tell who you got to tell. I'm not giving you no more money. To me, that's extortion. That was an extortion situation. If somebody had been just abused and raped and just whatever, just ran through the ringer by this particular person, and then all of a sudden they get the courage to come out and say, look, I've had conversations with my homeboys about this type of stuff. And some of my homies, they'll say, well, man, I don't feel sorry for nobody who waited that long. Why they wait 20 years? Why they wait 15? It's always circumstances that we may not be privy to, that we may not have knowledge of, that may cause a person to hold that information for years. It could be some kind of mental trauma and triggers. It could be a threat that was being held over their head by that person. Like, hey, you better not ever try, I'll kill your family. You know, things. I mean, it's all kind of things, you know. But it also can be a person see opportunity to get some money. You know, y'all are right about that too. But in the case of Puff Daddy, hey, look, man, I don't know what the man is guilty of, but what I do know is that it's a tough situation when multiple people are coming out on a person about the same thing or similar things. With people from over there, up there, down there, they all saying the same thing about a person, then it has to be taken into consideration that, you know what, okay, it could be some truth to that, you know. So I don't know, you know, the man is a billionaire. I don't know. I don't even know what's true and what's not true, but he in the grease right now. He's in the grease. And we'll see, because, you know, a lot of guys in the grease. Donald Trump is in the grease, you know. Now he may come out a little better, you know. Who else is in the grease? There's a lot of people, man, because people have this thing in their heart that, like, hey, man, I can ruin you with a word. So let me see what y'all got to say about it. Yeah. He said with Louis Anderson, he said, I thought everybody knew he was gay like Luther. You know what? I mean, not Louis. Now, Luther, it was like kind of like, come on now, Luther, you know. But back in those days, Louis didn't, he was just a little, you know, chubby little guy that told his jokes. But I didn't know. I didn't know. It was a surprise to me when I found out. Maybe you had a keener sense of it and caught it. I didn't know. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Lemmy says pain and suffering either way. Yeah. See, that's a good point. Because it's like, you know, you can put a price on that. Put it like this. You can apply a price to pain and suffering. Mental pain and suffering. That goes for mental too. But at the same time, depending on how deep the pain is, you really can't put a price on it. Because that's like somebody going through something and they get a settlement. Okay, you got burned up real bad on an explosion or something, and they gave you $20 million. Now, the average person will say, well, man, he's set for life. Yeah, but his skin is tore up. His body is, his mind is messed up because of going through that traumatic experience. He got to look at himself in the mirror. You can't put a price on that type of trauma that this person might be experiencing for the rest of their life, even though now, yeah, I can go out and buy a mansion if I want to. So let's go to show money ain't everything. Comic Crystal. What's going on, Comic Crystal? She says, I'm creating at this moment, genuinely honoring you. I appreciate the love. I say I missed the last lives. Yeah, I'm in YouTube. I'm back in trouble, y'all. I'm back in the YouTube County Jail on my other channel, y'all. That last live I did, they wasn't too happy with me. But the truth is the truth. The truth is the truth. Yeah. Deep, I mean, okay, all right. That's I was answering the question. All right, I'm sorry. Let me go back to let me catch back up. Let's just say Louis should have got his lawyers involved. Contracts hold up in court. You know what? I don't think they had a contract. See, I think that old buddy just hit him with it and blindsided him, and then say, "Hey man, cut the check." And Louis just cut the check. Now, to your point, it may have been smart to go, "All right, man, I'm gonna cut the check, but I need you to sign something, bro. I need you to sign something that says you're not gonna try to come back again, or you're gonna keep your word and blah blah blah." You know. So, but back then, like I say, man, just it was different. See, all to now today, people are all on top of signing NDAs and consent forms and all this different stuff. They a lot. Well, I don't say everybody, because people still making mistakes and doing stupid stuff, but a lot of people are up on that. Yeah. No Name says we living in the house of the enemy. Murder, no sympathy. Yeah, man. Hey, Doug, don't remind me, man. Man, that dude been playing like trash all since he got with the Clippers, and then he come right against us, and then he ball out. I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen before the game. I told my homie they was gonna lose that game, and I knew James Harden was gonna have I knew it. I just knew it. I knew he was gonna have a big game. He gonna go right back to being trash the next game. We still gave that game away though. We still should have won. Yeah, I was talking about them people. I'm just telling the truth, man. I didn't say nothing wrong. I didn't tell not one. To my knowledge, I did not tell one lie. But that's how you know. Yeah. Yeah, man. This dude been playing like warm garbage, man. And I think he was like 8 for 11, 9 for 11 from the field, hit the game winning 3-1. This oh man, this dude. I knew it. I knew he was gonna play like that against us. I knew it. Censorship is heavy these days. Instinct Hip Hop says censorship is heavy these days. Yeah, well, it always has been. It just a microscope is more on every little thing now. And cancel culture is a legitimate thing in terms of the existence of organizations and individuals who play on that forceful move to try to cancel people and try to use their power to cancel people. But at the same time, it's an illusion if you're a boss. If you're a boss and if you have loyal, dedicated people who rock with you that don't necessarily agree with everything you say, but for the most part, we here. For the most part. Now, we don't agree on everything. All of us in this chat, we have our own, we have differences. I'm sure there's things that I believe in and I stand on that some of y'all might be like, yeah, K my dude, but I don't really rock with that part or that part. And that's fine because it's like a pie, man. It's like, let's see, it's like a pie. Our relationship with each other is like a pie. So you see this circle that I just drew? That's a pie. So if this little small little percentage that I wrote on here, if this represents our disagreement, then why would we let this small little piece affect the rest of this? We good. All this here, we good. But this little piece here. Now, the only way would be if this little piece was just a deal breaker. Like, yeah, man, I rock with K Reno, man, on all the rest of this here, but this little piece right here represents the side of me that likes to smoke crack. So you're like, wait, no. I But if it's just certain aspects of an ideology or certain aspects of a belief system or whatever, it's just like, nah. We can disagree without being disagreeable. Yeah. KS says it's a respect thing. Right. Understanding of our points of view. Yeah, I mean, that's life, period. That's in any conversation, even in disagreement, because what happens is if we having a discussion or a disagreement, the way that disagreement turns into an actual argument is because we stop listening and we start loading up our response. So when you're trying to explain to me your side of it, I'm hearing what you're saying, but I'm actually loading up my response. I'm more anxious to load up what I'm gonna say back than I am to listen to try to understand your point. And the key should be to focus on understanding the other person's point first and foremost. Let me try to understand where you're coming from. And if I understand where you're coming from, that might cut that fiery response that I was getting ready to come with. That might cut that short. And I might go, oh, okay, all right, I got you. I understand. Because you can understand and still disagree. But it's a way that you address it in the way that you talk to each other, you know. Say shout out Viper. Viper got 900 albums, man. No Name said, I've met honest crackheads and shady churchgoers. You know what? You right. No Name, you right. That's the truth. That's the truth, man. See, I can't argue with that at all. There's some people who they have problems, they have addictions, they have struggles, but somehow they still keep a degree, they maintain a degree of integrity to where you can still kind of depend on them. Like, man, the dude smoke crack, but see, every crackhead don't break in your house and steal stuff. A lot of crackheads still kind of operate on some integrity. So you're right. And you say a lot of churchgoers, you can look at some of the preachers. Just the fact that you around this bad boy, balling out of control, and with no shame. Not saying you should be ashamed of having nice things if you're a preacher, pastor, minister, whatever, but it is the principle behind what you get and how you get, and your character behind why you get these things and what you do with them, and your relationship to the people as it relates to the money that they bless you with. See, I talked about those ministers who have scolded their congregations because they felt like they wasn't coming off enough money. Hey man, these tithes been short the last couple of weeks. I don't know what y'all doing, but y'all need to pick it up. Then you got some that would tell you what they trying to get. Remember the guy that was trying to get his helicopter fixed or something? He was either trying to get his helicopter fixed or he was trying to get a helicopter. I can't remember what it was, but he was getting down on the congregation because they were not handling their business financially towards him. And stuff like that just make me just like, wow. Because you got a lot of nerve. You got a lot of ego. You got a lot of gall, unmitigated gall, to where you can come straight out and just tell the congregation, man, y'all ain't giving me enough money. I need this. My house needs this. I'm trying to get a swimming pool. And y'all around here dropping the ball. Man, you got to be special. God wants you to help me get a private jet. And if you don't help me get a private jet, then you are not doing your duty. You're not fulfilling your obligation to God. And then you got people, foolish people, that'll sit up in those buildings and go, okay, well, let me see if I just got paid. I can take a little bit out of my rent money, and yeah, that's what I'll do. And if you get evicted from your house, he's not going to let you come stay in that mansion that you helped him buy. You want ministers, pastors, reverends, preachers, evangelists. You want people who understand their positions and their roles as servants to the people. You're a servant to the people. Now, as a representative of the people, as a representative of your flock, should you be comfortable? Should you have nice things? Should you look presentable and wear nice suits and outfits? Absolutely. I totally believe in that. I have no problem if my spiritual guide and teacher and leader has demonstrated the kind of character that shows that he's not some money hungry, fake individual, hey man, he riding for us. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Let's prop him up. Let's get him in. Let's keep him in nice suits. Let's make sure when he travels, he's staying in the nicest, finest hotels. Let's make sure he's taken care of and his family is taken care of so that he can concentrate on the mission because he has proven worthy of that support. See, those are the kind of men and women that you'll give them the money, they'll turn around and give it right back. See, they'll give you the money right back. And they live on, I wouldn't say the bare necessities, but they're not interested in money like that. Their only interest in money is to get things done that need to be done for the whole, not for the me. See? But you got to have the eye and the ear to be able to see and recognize who the right ones are. Rod Knox say that's extortion. That's extortion. You're right. If you don't give me, man, we need $30,000. We need to raise $30,000 this week. And God's going to punish you. That's extortion. Come on, man. Yeah, man, I'm over here due to my, I got about 2 days left in YouTube prison. We'll see. We'll see tomorrow. We'll see what happens. It was just 1 week. It's like sitting out some tickets. Do they still do that? Do they do that in other cities? I'm sure they did. Remember back in the days, if you had a bunch of tickets, you can just go turn yourself in at the city and sit them out. It'd be a certain amount of money per day. 4 days pass, you ain't got no more tickets. You ain't got no more warrant. Your slate is clean. Do they still do that? They still let you sit out tickets? For the love of money is the root of all evil. Yeah, I'm glad you said that correctly because I get tired of people saying money is the root of all evil. Evil existed before money. Money wasn't always the means of exchange. I'm certain there were other things that people used to trade off services and this and that for. Could have been livestock, buffalo meat. Yeah. Peace, love, and lashes. That's what I need to do ASAP. What you need to do ASAP? Peace, love, and lashes. What do you need to do ASAP? I don't remember what I said. How to Become a Cult Leader on Netflix. That's a real show? Oh, gives inside view of how the churches are ran. Wow. She said you need to go sit out a ticket. Don't tell nobody you got tickets. But they used to do that back in the day. I don't know if they still do that. I had homies that was just part of their life. Then let them build up. When it get too bad, you don't see them for 3 or 4 days. Man, where you been? Oh, man, I went and set these tickets out. Went and got these tickets up off my back. Went and got these warrants up off my back, bro. Yeah, they might have shut that down. I don't know. I haven't heard anybody talking about doing that. Pat Warren said that Future Shock got me screaming. Hey man, salute to you, Pat Warren. The album is out. Go get Audio Optics, man. Go get Audio Optics. I'm not gonna tell you that God ain't gonna bless you if you don't get my album. God gonna bless you if you do something to make him bless you. I don't get down like that. Go get the album, man. If you want this, if you want the physical, you got to go to the website to order it. See, the thing about our product, we own our stuff lock, stock, and barrel. Don't no record label own this. Well, I'm the record label, but don't nobody else. I don't got an answer to nobody behind this. There are no other sources to get this, and if there is another source, well, I mean physical. Now, of course, digital sources, yeah. I ain't that free yet, but if you get this from another source, then that means they got it from me. So go to South Park Coalition site.net. I just put it in the chat box, and be sure to get your copy of the new album, man. Go get it right now. Appreciate the love, Lester. Bless you too, brother. Salute. Go get the album right now, man. And let me say this. I want to say this to y'all, man. I've been seeing a lot of the love that y'all been giving me on this album, bro. I have, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's hitting a little different this go around. Y'all gave me love on my last album, but for some reason, y'all showing a lot of love on this one. I appreciate that. You know. Lindsay, what's up, Lindsay? See, Lindsay say Pac up there with Bob Marley. You know what? That's an interesting statement. Because I actually agree. I agree with that. You think about Bob Marley and just the impact that he had during his time and after he passed. Guys like Hendrix. When you look at Pac's impact, yeah, he's right up there, if not higher. Because there was no social media in the time of Bob Marley, and there was no social media in the time of Pac. Pac never saw social media. When Pac was killed, the internet was only like 3 or 4 years old. The internet period was like 3 years old, 2, 3, 4 years old. What year did the internet hit? Y'all pull out y'all amazing phones and tell me what year did the internet hit. So Pac never saw none of this, but yet his impact. And I was still trying to appreciate that, Jimmy. We shipping Monday, Jimmy. I was still trying to find out if somebody had the amount of who knows how many albums that Pac released after his death. Peace, Love, and Lashley said, yes, I had to do that in 2019. They pulled me over on the way to work. Oh, on the way to work? Oh, man, on the way to work. But where, though? I know in Houston they did it. Where? What city was that? I haven't heard nobody talk about sitting no tickets out of Houston in forever. So I wonder if it's depending on where you're at. Lindsay says, as a whole, where do you see the culture in 5 years? I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to see the culture next year. See, The state of the culture is going to be based, like it is now, is based on who owns and controls it. See, the control of the culture is not, we'll put it like this. Aspects of the culture are not owned and controlled by those who participate in the culture. Now, maybe on a grassroots ground level where people are still in that organic mindset and mode as it relates to the culture, nothing can stop them, nothing can deviate them, make them deviate from the realness. So it depends on, you know, what compartment, what department that we're talking about. When you talk about industry, oh man, it's going to hell in a handbasket. Because the same vultures that got me struck down on my other channel, they're going to continue to put out, or to make us put out, the worst kind of content. And that's okay. Because like Leo Cohen said, hey man, I got to feed my family. So he got to feed his family at our expense. And those on the ground, those in the mud, that's doing it from the mud, unfortunately, the way that it's set up now, they may never break through to see the light of day, to really get up there and the playing field be level. See, the playing field ain't never been leveled for me and others like me. It's not level. It's not that your homie from the hood, from the neighborhood, that can rap real good, that got a couple of dope albums or mixtapes out. It's not that he isn't just as good as whoever you see on the awards. It's not that he's not as good or greater. The playing field ain't level. Because he or she may have made a conscious decision at some point in their career that I ain't playing that game. I'm not participating in that world. I'm not doing it. I ain't participating in that world. Ain't nobody bending me over to get moved up to the next level. Ain't nobody gonna make me start to put out content that's killing our people or causing our people to engage in behavior that will eventually take them out or lock them up or get them strung out, turn them into hoes and pimps and gangsters and all that. Okay? So the playing field ain't level. There's a game that they want you to play. Yeah. We working on that, No Name. We actually are working on that. We're trying to get our own little thing, man, with the digital side. Oh, man. Let me see what y'all talking about. I fell behind. Gangsta astrology and rap beef. Where's your music? Hey, you see I popped up in the algorithm? My music is on all of the digital sites. Any of the one, the iTunes and all the Spotify's and the Amazons and all that. That's where you can find it. But if you old school, you want a physical copy, this is my latest album. You got a long way to go to catch up, but you can get that off our website that I just put in the box. Make sure I spelled the word right. I just put it up there for you, so I appreciate you, the Gangsta Astrology. I appreciate that. Harris County, they still sitting out tickets? Okay, well, I guess that's kind of good to know. Pac had 20 albums after his death. That's a lot, man. You know how many people living ain't dropped 20 albums? It's people that's alive that haven't put out 20 albums, man. 10. OG Critic says Google says 7 after his death. Whatever the number is, bro, that's a lot of work. Posthumously. Got to make sure ain't none of the recycled stuff. And I heard so much different stuff I never heard them first few years, man, after Pac was gone. I was like, wow, this dude putting in work. Pac was a serious work in the studio. He would get mad when guys would sit around and chill. I saw that clip of that. I felt him on that. Because in my mind, I'm like, it's certain things to me. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand everybody has a certain way that they work. Everybody got their own method of working. Their work ethic is different. Some people can work fast and still be effective, while other people, if they work too fast, it's not gonna come out right. They're gonna rush. You got so they have to be real meticulous. They have to take their time. They got to double check, triple check, quadruple check, make sure everybody's different. But no matter what your process is, dude, I don't care what nobody say. And like I say, your process is your process. I just don't see how it would take all night to even do one song, even though I seen it. I've worked with people where we was messing with the same song all night. But my patience ain't set up like that. Because if the beat come on and I start writing my part and I'm ready, and 2 hours, 3 hours past, that guy, he's still on. I'm in there like, come on, man. It don't take that long. You give me a night, I'm leaving out of there, man, with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 songs done. And it's not going to be rushed. It's not going to be where you can obviously, like, oh, man, they rushed that. You could tell. Or he just threw anything together. Nah. It's going to be, you would never know unless I told you. I did all that in one night. You wouldn't know unless I told you. But everybody's different. But what Pac was saying, he was like, come on, man, y'all been on this. This all y'all got? What's taking so long? What's taking so long? I felt that when he said, I was like, I wasn't even in the studio with him. I was like, yeah, what's taking so long? Because I'm the same way. See, when I go to do verses and all that in different studios with different people, I like to go first and get mine out the way. I don't like to sit up and wait on 3 and 4 people and it'll take forever. And I'm in there like, man, I could have been gone. Let me go and drop mine and y'all can move me wherever y'all want to move me. See, this ain't 1985 no more where wherever you put that at, that's where it's going to be at. I could drop my verse in the first spot. They can take it, move it. If they want me to be the third rapper on that, they can drop me in where they need to drop me in. I don't want to wait on these dudes that's going to take 50 years to drop a 16. My patience ain't set up like that. I'm a very impatient person. You know. Big Ox says, what I don't like about him, who is him, Ox? Don't try to play the caring game for the black community, but then when people point it out, it turns into, hey, I got to do it. Oh, you talking about Lyor Cohen. You got to be talking about Lyor Cohen. Yeah, because what can he say? See, the part about playing the game where you care so much about the black community, that's just to sucker you in. That's to sucker us in. Oh man, I think you got great talent, man. We'd love to have you part of this label and you know, that's just to sucker you in. Then once they get you, they got you. They knew all along what they was gonna do. See? Pac learned early that to change someone, first you have to appeal to their demons and associate with them before you can change them. That's why all this music ended positive. Yeah, I mean, my version of what you just said is this. Music has to be a mirror. It got to be a mirror. Your words and your music have to be a mirror that people can look into and see themselves in. So if I'm saying something that you have no clue of what I'm talking about, is totally unrelatable to any part of your life, you're gonna turn it off. If you was flipping the channel on a TV, flipping it on a remote, if something was just on that, if your TV got stuck on a channel and they were just talking about something that you had no clue of, you might look at it for a few seconds, a few minutes, and be like, I don't relate to this. And you gone. But when they can see themselves in that music, it's like, man, that dude's speaking my life. Man, that dude is speaking my life. I went through that. I'm going through that right now. My cousin going through that right now. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Gangsta Strategy, where are you from? H-Town, baby. Just go Google me, Gangsta Strategy. Go Google me. Go look your big brother up, man. Yes, sir. Jimmy say, just like the presidential candidates every election. I had a conversation about that yesterday. Check the rose that grew from the concrete metaphor. He explained that summed it up. Yep. That's right. You'll be amazed that a rose grew from that condition. And it goes deeper than the rose. It's us too. That's a reflection of us. Black people shouldn't even be alive. The conditions that we come up out of that were imposed on us, we shouldn't even be around. It's a miracle. Yeah. So that's what it is, man. Deep Elevation said I was wrong about the albums. That's how many he had in total. How many did he have in total? Because it seemed like he had a lot of albums, man. A lot of albums. Yeah. Lemmy. But shout out to everybody again who came out. We did a soft release, a soft little release. I appreciate all the love, man, y'all gave your brother today. He did have 20 unreleased. It's just they don't count it because it's not officially okay. A lot of work either way. A lot of work either way, man. 25 years old. He put all that time. He did that in like probably a 4 or 5 year span, bro. When you really think about it, Pac wasn't around in the 80s like that. You wouldn't hear about Tupac in like 86, 88, 87, 89. You wouldn't hear about Pac like that. You start hearing about Pac up in like about the early 90s when he got with Digital Underground and all that. So however many projects he did, we talking about 20 some albums. You're talking about a 4 or 5 years span, a 4 or 5 year window where he created all of that music. That's strong, man. That's strong. I respect that. I respect people who see, people come up to me because they know how many projects I have put out. And they'll say, yeah, man, I'm just working on my 5th album right now, man. You know, I mean, I know it ain't as many as you, but man, it's like you embarrassed. Dude, that's 5 albums. That's a lot. Don't be ashamed of what you work, your accomplishments and your catalog, man. That's 5, and you still going. But I understand because you holding yourself to a higher standard and you looking at somebody else that may have a little more than you. That would be like if I met Prince during his lifetime and say, well, yeah, I got 40 something albums, which is probably what I had at the time when Prince was still alive. And I'm ashamed of my 40 something albums because I know he got way more albums and 2,000 songs in a vault never released. So I understand. I might be like, yeah, my little 50 albums don't even scratch the surface compared to you. But that's the thing. You don't compare yourself to nobody. Just do you. If you just go about doing the work, doing your work, your catalog will start to accumulate just naturally. You don't necessarily do your work looking at somebody else. How many you up to now? Because you're not going to be able to focus and concentrate on being the best version of yourself. Just keep doing your work. And eventually, man, I got 9 albums. Wow, I got 13 albums. See? Can't control what somebody else doing. You can control what you're doing. Yeah. Remember Machiavelli 2. What is that? Machiavelli 2, 20 plus. Oh, okay. Machiavelli 2 had 20 plus. The songs that came out after those, and the ones Afeni had, and the ones that's still in the vault. That's the key. I wonder if Tupac still has unreleased music. And who owns it? Man, that's some deep stuff, man. It's some deep stuff. If Andre 3000 did a flute album, you say, I got to come back with the drums. Ah, man, I can't play the drums. I can't play the flute either. Y'all leave Andre alone, man. Because I'll say this. We may not agree with the direction that a person takes their art to, but we gotta respect it. It's not hurting nobody. And if it is his passion to do what he's doing and with the flute now, see, clearly he's taken up a liking to learn to play the flute, and clearly he's learned how to play it, and now it's a new passion of his. So hey, I'm not gonna knock that, man. Respect to that man. You know, look, he already proved he one of the greatest rappers. He like, let me master something else. Now, as a fan, you hope, hey man, I hope you don't totally abandon rap. You know, you hope that as a fan, but you also have to respect, like I say, what direction that he decides to go to. And in other forms, like, hey, do your thing, brother. Do your thing. That flute might go hard. Did the album come out? No Name said the flute goes hard though. Unless you mean just the flute in general. Did the flute album come out? It's out. What it sound like, Rod? I mean, is it like over hip hop beats? I mean, what is the whole what's the layout of it? Because I think that may have something to do with how people receive it. Certain people receive it. You know, is it just artistic? You say yoga music, so it's no hip hop drums and no beats and stuff behind it. I mean, and I'm not judging. They like, make it however you want to make it, because that's his art. That's what he felt. That's what came out of him. We can have our preferences and thoughts. I guess I would have liked to have seen him get down over a beat. DJ Rex says the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is a world-class violinist, without a doubt, master violinist. He dropped a project playing his violin. Been playing his violin since he was a little boy. See? But I guess the difference would be like the fact that Andre started off in this one genre just as a rapper. I guess nobody saw him going in that direction like that. But I'm gonna go check out the flute album. I'm gonna go listen to it. Why not? I hope people support it. But boy, people would turn on you, bro. They would turn on you, man. They will turn on you, laugh, and just, man, this old crazy dude playing the flute. So Deep Elevation says it's literally 90 minutes of flute sounds, no bars. Well, he said he wasn't gonna rap it all on it. He said he wasn't gonna rap it all. Yeah, I mean, Andre, man, salute to you, brother. Be creative. We are multi-talented, multifaceted. Hey, man, it's all good. Yep. I wish I learned how to play an instrument. While I'm yawning, y'all. I'm more mean and disrespectful than the comment section. Yeah, the comment section is an evil place. It can be an evil place. Yeah. Yeah. But guess what? There's gonna be a lot of people that tune in and check it out just to see. That's the key. They're gonna listen to it just to see whether they want to hate or whether they want to congratulate. Yeah. Lester said the sad part is people didn't know who Afeni Shakur was, who Jamal Joseph was before Pac even made an album. Yeah, you know, in this country and in this world, especially coming out of the 60s and the 70s, there's always been a mission and a campaign to suppress any Black Power movements, any conscious movement, just like they're doing with rap to this day. So Afeni coming up out of those Black movements, Black Panther movements and all that, they destroyed those organizations, all except the Nation of Islam. And with the destruction of those organizations came the wiping out of any remembrance of a lot of those who participated in those movements. Of course, we're going to know the Fred Hamptons of the world and those who were at the forefront, and based on how they ultimately met their demise at the hands of this government. But you know, there were so many others that worked in the wings, and you know, if Pac wasn't ever born, we probably, you're right, we probably wouldn't know who Afeni is, or who, like I say, who she was. We wouldn't know, because her son came out and carried on that revolutionary spirit and then took it to a different kind of level in a different kind of way through a different type of vehicle. So it's crazy, man. They always want to suppress our movements and our movers. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Doug says CJ Stroud is a must see TV. Yeah, I agree. I didn't think we'd ever get another good quarterback, to be honest with you. I said when everything went down with Deshaun, I said, man, it's gonna be 20 years before this franchise get another guy like that. I'm glad I was wrong. So far, so good. Clarence 13X, Medgar Evers, Asada Shakur. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like history is going to muzzle any of the names, any of the people who we would have the ability to do research on and see and draw from those revolutionary spirits and those revolutionary works. They ain't trying to repeat that. They're like, man, it were too many militants back then. Like, we gonna hide all that. Stick a watered down version of Martin Luther King out there, who turned revolutionary towards the end of his life. Stick some inventors out there. Give them some inventors. Let's tell them about a few people that invented this, invented that. But any of those who would have had the ability to really rally and rile Black people up and I just know, they were like, excuse me, Mrs. Teacher, who was Nat Turner? Oh, get out my class. Go to the principal. Like, nah. Yep. What's your opinions of Rockwell and the white racial movements that were happening during the 60s I feel like people forget Rockwell got murdered after meeting with Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali. Well, a lot of times, whether you black, white, or other, if you have any type of affiliation or you start to show that there could be a possibility of an alliance with anybody that's on the enemy list, like a Malcolm and even a Muhammad Ali, especially Muhammad Ali at that time, they watered Muhammad Ali down and made him into an acceptable figure and the beloved figure once he came out of the Nation of Islam, and then late in his later years when he was unable to really speak and Parkinson's, was taking a toll on him, then they basically went back on the image that they had portrayed of him back in the 60s and even up into the 70s to some degree. If you show any affiliation to individuals who fight for this cause and individuals who stand against oppression and expose the oppressors, then they will take you out one way or the other, even if it means taking out one of their own. So that's all I can say about that. And they don't know what you in there talking about. So you go see, they didn't like black leaders meeting with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, meeting with Malcolm X. They didn't like black leaders talking to the Panthers or black people in general. They didn't like that. Can't forget about Mumia. They didn't like that, especially the black people, aka Negroes, that they controlled. See, if they felt like they already had you, okay, we already got this Negro. He's one of ours. We got him. And then all of a sudden they just chilled, and all of a sudden they're like, and then flip the TV. What the? Why is he meeting with Louis Farrakhan? Hey man, get him on the phone. See, they don't like that because divide and conquer is a real thing. So if they can pit one of us against the other, one organization against the other, one group, one individual, one ideology against the other under the same umbrella, we say, well, yeah, I'm a black man, but I believe that we should just have nonviolent, we should just kumbaya our way to freedom. Then another brother come along and say, well, nah, I mean, I believe in an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, life for life. They want to keep those separate because they know that the principle, the eye for an eye, that principle, they know that that is the lawful principle. They know that is the natural instinct of anybody. But when it's been twisted and reprogrammed, that's when you find ourselves hugging the police officer in the courtroom that killed your brother. That's when you find yourself with a whole family in line taking turns to tell Dylan Roof how much they forgive him and may God be with you. They know who's who and they know who's not. So that's why they want to keep us away from Farrakhan. They're like, man, no, we don't want none of our Negroes to go meet with Farrakhan because he gonna change our Negroes. He gonna get them. He gonna make them understand who they are. We don't want them knowing that. One of the scariest things that the United States government, one of the scariest things that the United States government saw in the 60s is when Martin Luther King met with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Ooh, boy, I know they had to be, I know that boo-boo was milky. When the Honorable Elijah Muhammad met with Martin Luther King Jr., that had to be the scariest thing that the United States government had ever saw. If you go on YouTube, well, I guess you're already on YouTube, but if you go to a Ghetto Boys song called G Code, there's a Ghetto Boys song called G Code. Came out, I can't remember when it came out, but it came out. It's a Scarface solo song. There's a video. Don't listen to the song, watch the video. At the end of that video, you're going to see a cameo by your big brother. And in that video, I'm wearing a shirt. And on that shirt, there's a picture of Martin Luther King and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad sitting down having a conversation. That was that meeting that they were having. I'm wearing a shirt with that picture on it. At the end of the G Code video, you can see the video. I still have the shirt. If I wasn't so lazy, I would get up and show y'all the shirt. Maybe I'll do it another time. I'm just don't feel like getting up. But that was the scariest thing, because you're talking about the two, I guess use the word, factions that represented the two general ideologies of black people at that time. It was, you either thought like Martin Luther King thought, or you thought like Elijah Muhammad and the black Muslims thought. And both were powerful, but the enemy knew that they didn't see eye to eye. It wasn't no clash. It was just that there were aspects of King's way that the Nation of Islam was like, oh, no. We ain't just going to stand there and let nobody beat on us. No. We're not going to try to force ourselves into a restaurant and just sit there and make them feed us so they can go pee in the coffee. No. And then there were aspects of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings that those who followed Martin Luther King, they didn't like either. Like, well, you know, we don't believe in violence. We believe in nonviolence. And so to see those two together, they was like, uh-oh. We don't talk to police. Yeah. See, our unity, man, is more powerful than an atomic bomb. I don't know if that shirt smelled good. I was in a warehouse full of gangsters. They have to keep black people here to have somebody to get their frustrations out on. Like how Meg is, like Meg on Family Guy. Yeah, they do Meg pretty bad on Family Guy. And when she left, they turned on each other. Yeah, but also to, you know, from an economic standpoint, we represent, last account I heard, it's like $1.3 trillion into this economy. That's a lot. So that's enough for them to keep you around as well, because, you know, with our limited knowledge of, you know, our limited financial literacy as a people, we are dead last in terms of the amount of time that our dollar circulates within our own community. As soon as we get it, we alley-oop it. We come down and alley-oop, boom, we give it away. No Name said we could shut it down tomorrow by simply not showing up to work. Yeah, we've given examples of that in the past, you know. Again, Dr. Martin Luther King, he was like, hey, man, he coined the phrase, let's redistribute the pain. When they had that boycott and nobody was riding the bus back in the 60s, like, we black people ain't riding the bus. It hit their pockets so hard they had to change the rule. See? So the impact comes through economic means, but our unity in terms of coming together to boycott, to take our dollars away from the people who are pressing it, like, man, you know, we back on it, because we don't have no problem paying our oppressors. We pay them. We pay police salaries. Black folks pay taxes too. And we pay police salaries to brutalize and kill and murder black people. So history repeats itself. You hit them in their pocket, they'll sit down and go, okay, you know, hey. And I ain't talking about sit down with us. They'll sit down with us, but they'll sit down with each other and go, hey, man, we got to stop killing them. I know. But it's getting too much. My pocket is hurting. Yeah. We don't talk to police. Yeah. It's what it is, man. Well, I appreciate y'all, man. Hopefully, you know, I get paroled and I'll be back on my other channel. Hopefully tomorrow or Monday. I'll check the trap tomorrow and see where we at. But if not, I'm certain it'll be Monday, man, and we'll be back on the mission, man. Y'all follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. It's the real K Reno #1 on Instagram. Go get Audio Optics if you haven't already. I'll take my little yawning self on down the road, man. Much love to y'all, man. Peace and blessings. Free the wizard. Yeah, Jimmy.